The night winds over the Ashen Range were sharp enough to sting exposed skin, but former Corporal Dane Mercer barely felt them anymore. Human veterans had a way of adapting to the worst of climates, especially after years fighting in the Hinter Wars. These mountains, with their jagged silhouettes and ember-lit skies, almost felt peaceful in comparison. He had settled into a quiet life, hunting, repairing old tech, and talking to no one except his aging plasma rifle that he kept just in case. Peace wasn't something he trusted, but he appreciated it. Tonight, however, peace shattered, a shrill cry high, frightened, and young echoed across the rocks. Dane froze. That wasn't human. Instinct kicked in. He slung his battered rifle over his shoulder and ran toward the sound. As he crested a slope near an abandoned mining tunnel, he found them. 4 small figures huddled together in the snow. Their scales glimmered faintly, rose gold, pale blue, obsidian black, and shimmering green. They looked no older than human children of 8 or 9. But they were unmistakably dragonlings, terrified dragonlings. The rose-gold one stepped forward, eyes wide. H-human, please. Please help. We're lost. Dane blinked. Well, that's a new one. The blue dragon girl whimpered, clutching her tail. The smallest, the green one, looked on the verge of tears, and the black-scaled one glared at him with a bravado she clearly didn't feel. He scanned the area. No adult dragon in sight. That was extremely concerning. How did you get here? He asked softly. Our mother. The rose-gold one whispered, trembling. She's the matriarch of the celestial brood. She tried to train us using fear. When we failed her, she cast us out. Dane exhaled sharply. He'd seen bad parents. But a tyrannical dragon matriarch was on a whole different level. All right, he said, kneeling to eye level. Name's Dane. I'm going to take you somewhere warm. Nothing's going to hurt you. Not while I'm breathing. The dragonlings exchanged unsure glances. The black-scaled one crossed her arms. Humans are weak. How will you protect us? Dane smiled a small, worn, dangerous smile. I'm not most humans. They didn't understand entirely, but they nodded. Shelter Dane led them to his cabin-reinforced durasteel walls, a converted heating core, and enough food for weeks. It wasn't built for company, let alone for dragon girls, but he made it work. They ate. They warmed up. They finally stopped shaking, but fear lingered in their eyes. That night, as the others slept, the black dragon girl sat beside the fire, watching him. You're strange, human, how so? You treat us like people. She hesitated. Mother only sees us as future weapons. Dane poked the fire thoughtfully. Parents can be rough, but no one dragon or human should ever grow up afraid. Her eyes softened. But you're weak compared to her. If she finds us, she will burn everything. He didn't flinch. Then I'll stand between her and you. She stared at him, and for the first time, she looked like a child instead of a warrior in training. The mountain trembles. 3 days passed. The dragon girls grew louder, happier, and mischievous, finding wonder in every tool, gadget, and plant near the cabin. For the first time in their lives, they were free, but peace rarely lasts. On the 4th night, the mountains roared. A deep, thunderous bellow shook snow from the peaks and cracked stone. The rose-gold dragon girl gasped. She's here. A massive shadow crossed the moon. Wings broader than warships. scales like molten silver, eyes burning with tyrannical fury, the celestial matriarch. Her voice rolled like thunder, tearing the world open. Give me my children, or be reduced to a human. The girls huddled behind Dane, shaking. Please, the blue one whimpered. She'll kill you. Dane stood, rifle in hand, calm as a man who had faced death before and refused to blink. Get inside, he said quietly. Now. The dragonlings obeyed, and Dane stepped forward alone. A human versus the matriarch. The matriarch landed like an avalanche, her claws gouging earth, her heat melting snow in 100-meter radius. You dare shelter what is mine, she screamed. They're not objects, Dane said. They're children. They are my brood, my power, my future. Her wings flared, sending hurricane-force winds across the clearing. They must learn obedience. Fear shapes strength. No, Dane whispered. Fear breaks children. The dragon's eyes narrowed. You are bold, comes with being human. She lunged, Dane rolled, plasma rifle blasting a bolt of crackling blue energy that struck her neck. It didn't kill her, but it got her attention. You insolent insect. She roared. Fire erupted, scorching stone. Dane sprinted, ducking behind boulders, firing again and again. Each shot dented her scales, but couldn't pierce them fully. He knew he couldn't win in a straight fight, so he fought smart. He led her toward the old, mining shaft, its structure weakened, ready to collapse. The matriarch charged. Dane dove aside. Her massive weight crashed into the supports. The mountain groaned, then caved. An explosion of dust and rock engulfed the clearing. Silence, then dash rage. The matriarch burst from the debris, wounded but alive. You think that can stop me? Dane's lungs burned. His muscles screamed, but he stood his ground even when she towered over him. You are strong, she admitted, but you cannot protect them. Watch me. She reared back to strike, and then for small roars echoed across the mountains. The dragon girls burst from the cabin, eyes glowing, fire swirling in their throats. No. Dane shouted, Get back. Mother. The rose-gold one cried. Stop hurting him. The matriarch faltered, her children standing between her and a human. Why do you defend this fragile thing? She demanded. The black-scaled girl stepped forward bravely. Because he protected us when you didn't. The matriarch's wings sagged. The blue dragonling's voice shook. We do not want fear anymore. The green one whispered, We want love. Something cracked inside the matriarch. Not bone, pride, for the first time in centuries. She hesitated, and in the quiet that followed, Dane spoke softly. You don't have to be a tyrant to be strong. The words hit her harder than any plasma bolt. She stared at her brood, no longer trembling under her shadow. Slowly, painfully, she lowered her head. I have failed you, she whispered. The girls rushed to her, crying and clinging to her massive snout. Dane relaxed, relief washing over him. The matriarch met his eyes. You fought me. For them, it wasn't anger in her voice now, only respect. You have earned a place among our kind, human. Dane chuckled weakly, just doing what's right. A new beginning. The matriarch did not take the girls away, not entirely. She began to learn, to change, to be gentler, and she allowed them to visit Dane whenever they wished, sometimes so often that his small cabin felt like a school, or a home one evening as Dane fixed a heater core. The black dragon girl perched beside him. "You're not as weak as I thought," she said. He smirked. "And you're not as scary as you pretend to be." She puffed smoke in mock offense. "Dane," she said softly, "yeah, thank you for saving us." "From everything." He paused, then ruffled her head gently. "Any time, kid. Because humans, even veterans, with scars deeper than they show, know one truth. Strength isn't measured by fear, but by how many lives you choose to protect." And in the Ashen Range, a lone human veteran had protected 4 dragon girls, unchanged a tyrant, and earned the respect of dragons. Asterisk